As a video editor, it's very common that a client is going to give you a source that has already been edited. And you need to take certain clips and assets from that source and remix it into a new piece of content. This is where scene edit detection driven by AI comes into play. What you can do is select a clip and then ask it to pick up on the edits within a given piece or source, and it will create subclips from that then you can use in your new piece. To see this in action, let's move away from our current workspace. So this is what we used for chapter 1.1. I'm going to head over to the workspaces icon, and what we'll do is just go over to our assembly workspace. This will change the layout of our interface, and we want to make sure that we're seeing the project panel, leveraging AI in Premiere Pro, to go into the chapter 1 bin. And here we'll see the chapter 1.2 project that we'll be working with. If you look at the sequence, this happens to be a 2-minute and 40-second clip that has multiple edits within the one source. And we like to pick up on each one of those. One thing we can do with the clip selected here in the timeline is head over to Clip and choose Scene Edit Detection. From the pop-up dialog box, there are 3 options. So one is that it's going to apply a cut at each detected cut point it sees within this source clip. The other option, which I always choose, is to create a bin of subclips from each detected cut point. I then have access within my project panel to each of the individual clips it sees, and I can easily bring this into a new sequence. Last but not least, scene edit detection is not always perfect. So if we create a clip marker at each detected cut point, we might be able to see problems that exist in the edits that it's detected, such as dissolves or lens flares that might throw scene edit detection off. So with all 3 of these selected, let's see what happens. I'm going to click on Analyze. Scene edit detection gets to work. And you should now see in your timeline a series of edits, not to mention edits with markers at the beginning. We might not be able to see all the markers until we zoom in a little bit further, which I'll do with the timeline selected. I'll click and press the equal key just to zoom in, now seeing all of the markers it sees from each of these clips. There happens to be from the window menu a markers panel available for you. And if you have every single one of your clips in the timeline, you'll be able to see the shots and simply move between each of those markers. Now, next up, I'm just going to click on the 2 arrows here at the side of my project panel to go back to my Leveraging AI project. And this original source clip happens to be stored within the Footage and Assets folder. And inside of here is a Scene Detect folder. This is where the new bin was created for each of the subclips it created for this iPhone video. And if I double click on it, I can see all 64 sources. Anytime I can double click to bring it into the source monitor and just press the play button to see how accurate it was in picking up an individual clip. One thing I like to do is select multiple clips by clicking and then shift clicking on a shot, loading them into the source monitor where we can press play. And if you press Shift 2, this will load the next clip that you loaded here from the menu so that you can preview it. So that's Shift 2. I'm now just previewing each of the additional subclips that it's detected. Now I have each of these individual subclips that I can bring inside of another sequence and are readily available for me to continue my editing workflow.